Hey kids, welcome. It's a special holiday edition of CodeRushed. Mark Miller here, your trusty guide and host, and we're going to be writing some code today. I'm just getting everything started up here. Had some holiday gremlin. Some holiday technical issues I had to take care of earlier today, but everything seems to be working now. I'm glad to be here with you. Today we're going to resume work of our Dungeons & Dragons map editor. And I'm pretty excited about what we're going to do today. Our goal is to create these gorgeous, beautiful maps that look like they were professionally rendered by a human being artist type of person. And we're going to take a look at those, and I'll give you a sense of where we're going with that, what the spec is, and then we'll write.
Genescu 7, where are you? We need your help!
Oh God, Iran.
Just in time to save us from the Christmas troll. Get him, Genescu 7. Get him.
Oh, I am.
Also Yoda. Nice. Genescu 7 shows up with an awesome transition. Thanks, Genescu 7. Good to have you here with us this Christmas Eve day. Holy cow. I've actually got a show today. Had to negotiate that one with the family. Had to work extra hard. I was up this morning at 3 or 4 in the morning, helping out with some Christmas stuff and doing some decorating, things like that. But we're clear, and let's see what we're talking about here. So here's where I am. I used to call this this is my spec sheet right here, and I want to create walls. And so right now this is obviously, or maybe not obviously, but this is not the final look. But this gives a sense of the dimensions of what's needed here. I want to be able to create walls that look really, really beautiful, like hand drawn, or maybe just like a top view. Kind of, let's see if I can get you an example of this. Hold on a second. I think that file is the one I want to open up. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, it's not bad. I can zoom in on a portion of it, and we'll take a look at that. Well, let's see. What do we have? Kind of look at this. So you can kind of see the construction of this right here. This idea. The idea is to be able to create a wall that, when we're looking down on it from above, looks like this if we've got two adjoining pieces right here. In other words, it looks like it's essentially one piece of artwork. That's the idea. But as you can see right here, there's some tricks going on in terms of what I want to do to make this work. In fact, a lot of it is in the UI design of these pieces here. Let me open up a file here and I'll show you what I've got designed. Let's see here. We're going to go out to our assets, and let's bring this up and go to our maps and walls, and here they are. These are the magic assets that we've got here. You can kind of see what's going on. If we look at the end caps here, here's the top end cap. You can kind of start to see what's happening here. And this is after like a number of iterations on this design before I realized really what I have to do to make this work 100% in all cases. And the idea of the design is that the back shadow has got to be the same no matter what the shape of the wall is. So even though the wall is kind of curvy and rocky, that back shadow is going to look smoother. But from when we lay it down, that's not going to be obvious. It's going to look like a regular shadow and we're going to buy it. But we also have to have an overlap here around this part right here so that we don't see any kind of line. Now this part here where we see the line here and over here, those are going to go away when we piece that together with, like, for example, our vertical wall right here. So, let's go back over here. If you look at the bottom edge of this. So these sides are going to match perfectly right there and right there. And the end cap's going to go on there, and you won't be able to tell anything. You won't be able to tell that this whole thing was programmatically built. Because we want to be able to, have all kinds of walls. We want to be able to have walls, in the middle of rooms, walls around rooms, all of that thing. So we want these to look really beautiful and gorgeous. So that's kind of gives you a sense of where we're headed. So I've got these assets out here that I've created. I've got, if we go over here, you can see my notes here on different kind of end caps here. We've got basically an end point, the corner, the T, the plus. Those are the different kinds of intersections that we can have. So we need to write code to determine, we got a lot of code we have to write. We basically have to write code to be able to drop walls anywhere, then take those walls and turn them into the appropriate image based on where the walls are. So we're going to need to figure out where the endpoints are, where the corners are, where the T's are, and where the intersections are, which I'm calling this plus right here. And in addition to finding out with the corners, endpoints, and T's, we need to figure out what the orientation of those. So like a T might be this way, it might be that way, might be this way, might be like that. And so we need to write some code to figure all that out. And then based on the answers to that, then we need to write code to place the images in the right spots. So I was very, ultimately, at first I was like, oh, maybe I can just rough this. And the more I looked at it, the more I realized the only way to make this work is to, and make it work, for regardless the size or length of the wall, is to create, like for example here, this vertical wall is actually kind of an infinite wall. This edge, it's tileable. This edge exactly matches this edge in the bottom. So I can continue this, repeat this as long as I want, and I can have an infinitely long wall like that. So wall length is no longer a problem. However, to make this whole thing work, the wall within a particular tile has got to end 25 pixels before the end of that tile. And it's got to start 25 pixels after the beginning. Let's pop up some music here, see what we get here. Rory is not going to be with us today, unfortunately. He's probably having a good time with his family. And Rory, if you're listening, we wish you a happy holidays. Hope you're having a good time and you're chilling. Got some nice relaxing music here going. Now, if it goes across 2 or more tiles, no big deal. We can just stretch that infinite wall out. It's just got to be start at 25 pixels after this line here and end 25 pixels before this line, this tile ends there. So we're going to have to write that code to figure out how to do that. And then we figure out which piece goes in here and we draw it. These pieces are all having essentially the same dimensions. This is an intersection, by the way. And so here's what these pieces kind of look like. These are the T's. These are the corners. The corners are starting to look, kind of get it. By themselves, they don't look good. But when we combine them, hopefully we'll get this done today. We'll see. All right? So let's get into the code. Here's our D&D map spike that we have. Let me run this and I'll show you where we are right now. Here it comes. So this is what it looks like. We've got a map that we've built at donjon, I think what is it, .org or .com? Let's go check that out. Where is it? donjon.bin.sh/fantasy dungeon. I'll put this out here. The Tomb of Baleful Ruin. We can construct that. And there's the room they're built. Now, these are all rectangular rooms. Let's go back a minute. And what is it? It is complex. Try that. There we go. Got some cool complex rooms now built for us. That's the room, the Tomb of Baleful Ruin. Look who's here. Hey, Jetsam. Merry Christmas Eve.
He's in the house.
Merry Christmas Eve, Jets. I'm glad you're here with us. Where am I saving these out? I gotta go find my file. I forget where that is. Where's my folder? Where do I have it out in my tile? I feel like it's out here. Not there. Let's use CodeRushed and find folder. tile folder is in texture utils. Okay, that's where I want to be. I think, is that right? Somewhere nearby. Maps right here. There we go. That's where we got it. So here we go. We're going to call this the Tomb of Baleful Ruin. .text. Let's close this down. We'll open up that that new map we just generated. Well, I want the map folder, actually, is what I want. Whoops. Map folder. Just using tab to next reference to find my way through here. Test new map. All right, so we're going to comment this one out. And we're going to put in the Tomb of Baleful Ruin is what I think we called that thing. Right? All right, let's run it. Here it comes. Okay. All right. So that should match this. What do we got? Yeah, I can see this room right here. It kind of matches this room over here, room number 6, that sort of thing. Now, here's where we are with this. I added the ability to create different sets of tiles here. So we can come in here and click on these tiles, and we can kind of zoom in on this. Right here, let's come back over here and we can look at those tiles. So there's that room there. Some different tiles, but I also added the ability to create sets of tiles that, for example, this one, which is an even odd set of tiles right here. So what's happening is every other tile is changing what it is. So that's an even odd one. I think I have another even odd one in here somewhere. I'm not sure which one, including random. So this one's kind of interesting too. This is actually, to keep this from looking repetitive, I've got a bunch of different random texture floorings that essentially look like they're the same pieces, but they're slightly different. So if you look through there, you can see that not everyone next to each other is identical. And that works out really well also for this one right here, which gives you a sense that there's not really any identifiable repetitive thing going on here, which is better than, like, for example, this, which looks totally repetitive all the way across the board, and I'm not totally convinced I like it. Now, one of the things I also had is the ability to add debris into portions of the map. So I can, for example, put cracks right here, or I can add a pile of dirt right over here. And what that does, that helps break up the map a little bit, make it look a little bit different. And so, yeah, just something I can do here. So I added the debris right there. So that's what's going on. Now, what I want to do next is I want to be able to come in here, select like this, and click like this button, for example, and say, let's add a wall to the left. That's what I want to do. Let's set a breakpoint there. Let's, I guess, start writing some code, since that's what we're here to do. We got a bottom wall click, left wall click, right there. So here we go. Left wall click. All right, now we gotta do some code, and I'm actually, to be honest, not sure what we're gonna do on this. Kind of, you know, par for the course. I did put this graphic down to help me kind of think about this, and that my walls are happening on either side of my tiles. And at first I was like, oh, you know what I want to do? I was thinking first, the tile is going to know whether it's got a wall above it, to its right, below, or to its left. And I thought, not bad. But then I thought, oh, wait, you know, really, we just need to care about the top or the left on the tile, because the bottom and the right could be covered by this tile's left or this tile's top. And I was on that idea for a little bit. And then I thought, no, I really do want the tile to be able to ask the question, is there a wall above me, below me, to my right, or to my left? Flat out, I want to ask that question. So then I thought, okay, well, in order to solve that problem, I have to kind of go back to square one, but without having duplicate data, I realized, well, I need a separate data structure to hold where the walls are. And so that's what these blue lines are kind of representing here. This is my index 0 here. This is my index 1 of all my vertical lines. And notice that I might have this many tiles. I'm going to have this many tiles plus 1 walls. I have to be able to support one more wall than tiles I have in columns here. And the same thing with my rows. I have to have rows. I already had a shower today, kids.
Copper Beardy is in the house.
Copper Beardy. How you doing, buddy? How you guys doing, Jetsam? How's your holiday season going, Janisku 7? Mr. Nutspot says, gentle folk of the chat room, I give you the incredible, the amazing, the mind-blowingly fantastic. It's Copper Beardy. Not too bad. Hope you are all okay. Yeah, I think we're okay. We're not bad. Yeah. So working on my wall idea here, trying to get the wall data set up. So I guess what I need, and then my idea here is that I kind of need, we did this before and then I threw the code away when we were trying to figure out the rooms. And guess what? I feel like I need it back again. But I kind of need this idea of a segment is what I think I need, right? In that I might, if I have a wall here in this vertical line, I might say, well, it starts here and it ends here. So I think that's kind of what we need to do. So I'm at this break point. Should I try to do it all in edit and continue? I don't know. Well, I guess we can do that. We're going to be creating some classes. Let's see what we can do. I'm almost thinking let's not. I'm going to stop it. Yeah, I'm going to stop it. Justin says, not bad. Shopping pretty much done. Just have to start wrapping once I can escape from work. Ready for a week off. Nice, Jetson. Yeah, we are actually moving into a new house, and we're not entirely moved in. And tonight we have a dinner party for like 24 people, I think, in the new house. So it's been pretty busy since you last saw me. Over the weekend, we were moving like crazy. Yesterday, I was doing some moving too. Tism says that's exciting, doubly so. Yeah, it is. It's definitely exciting, but I did not get as much sleep as I wanted to, and I can feel it. I can feel it. Hopefully the code won't reflect too much of that sleep deprivation. I know I need a new class here. I'm going to call this segment. I'm going to call this, I'm going to create a new enum as well. Call this orientation. I'm going to create one segment for both my vertical and my horizontal pieces here. So we'll call this horizontal. And this one's going to be vertical, like that. Hit the semicolon here. That'll take me out of the template. That's for the enum template, that E template right there. Whoops. Let's make that vertical. And maybe I'm worried there might be something out there in the world called orientation. So I'm going to call this segment orientation. Then we're going to come in here, create a new property of that type. And we'll call this just simply orientation, like that. Segment is going to have a start. So it's going to type in AI for an integer property. We'll call this start. And does it have a length? I guess it has a length. And is start enough? Yeah, because I don't want to say start column or start row. And I think I also want a calculated column. So I'm going to type in calculated property. So I'm going to type in RI and a comma. And so R means read only, I means integer, and the comma means shorter version. So RI by itself is going to give me a backing store. See the int variable up there called property name. But if I undo that and I type in RI comma, it gives me shorter version of the template, this is what I want right here. So I'm going to call this end, because I want this to be calculated, and I'm just going to come in and say return start plus length, like that. So if I start at 0 and my length is 1, I end at 1. Is that going to make sense? I'm going to say no. I think the way I want to do this is hold on, let's get some annotations down in here. So this is going to say starts at 0. Like that. I'm going to say ends at 1. This is what I'll show you. This is what I'm playing with right now in my head. Ends at 1, meaning, well, it's really kind of what I'm thinking about is like this. And the length is 1. Or I'm sorry, hold on. Now I got a problem because the length actually looks like 2. So the length is 2. So that means the my end has got to be surplus length minus 1. Okay. So that's what I want it to do. Starts at 0. So even though the wall is between, this is kind of when I get, this is how I want to think about this. 0, 1, 2. Or alternatively, do we do this? Maybe this is more intuitive. Hold on. And then length is 2. Like that. I'm feeling more like this. That I like this better. What do I got here? I'm not liking any of these colors here. It's too saturated for background color. What do I got here? There we go. That's better. Okay. I think I like that better. Okay. So the end is going to be, now, to go from, here's the problem with this. So this looks good here. The problem is to convert to a column number, right? It looks like, or row number, it looks like this. Hold on. Start row is equal to 0. And the end row is equal to 1. So I guess we could just say, this is the part that's a little tricky because I will want to convert to rows or columns. And what if we did this? So start. Wall's coming to town. Here's Genesis. So let's call this end row or column is equal to end minus 1. Wait, is that right? Ends at 2. Oh yeah, so I have to change this. If I do this, I have to change the code. It's like that. Like that. Yeah, I'm feeling that a little bit better. Okay, so we need to store these. I think we're still at edit and continue. That's what we have to do. So we've got a bunch of segments. Now we need some horizontal segments and vertical segments. And I think we also need something that processes these. So I think I want to create a new class and I'm going to call it, I don't know, I guess I'll call it a segment processor. Right? Because we have to turn the segments. I feel like we need an intermediate storage here, that the segments are the first thing. Then the second thing is we need to convert that into something that looks more like this, right? With what is at each piece. Is that going to be true or not? No, I don't think so. No, but we are going to need, hold on, we are going to need, we're going to need a method in here to split a segment. We're going to, I know we're going to need it, but I'm not sure exactly how we're going to call it or what we're going to pass into it yet. Need a method to split a segment. Let me show you why. Because we might, in the process of collecting and analyzing, we might collect this segment right from here to here, right? So we say, okay, here's our one segment. Then as we continue to analyze, or if we edit and we say, let's add a new wall here, well, this segment we've got to split into two different segments. So this one right here becomes 2. And so we need to do that. I think we're going to need to do that. Okay, we need that. We need, the segment processor is going to have horizontal lines and vertical lines inside of it. So we'll create a new list of segments. Whoops. I'm using the backslash to get what's on the clipboard. We're going to call this horizontal segments. Shift enter to duplicate it. Change this to vertical segments. Okay. And there's our segment processor. Now I want to go back to my map. Nope, not my map. My main window. And looks like we killed it. We're not running anymore. Okay, so not a big deal. I thought we were going to continue, but so let's go ahead and we'll create. Come in here. We're going to say let's create a new instance of that. Processor. Okay, so we've got that. Let's go find load map. Let's clear on that. Okay, I think I have a CodeRushed feature request. I think I'm going to put this in here. Let's mark it. So we're dog fooding CodeRushed, kids, and I just marked it in the start of an issue I want to talk to the devs about. All right, devs. So this is a suggestion for kind of adding heuristics to our declare method function. So I have a class here, I have an instance called segment processor. It's of type segment processor, and it's got some generic list elements in it. Okay, there it is. Now what I want to do, I've just created a function called clear. And I think for a lot of people, a lot of developers, and for me especially, when I have a method called clear and I declare it like this, declare method, what I really want is for it to suggest, instead of suggesting this, throw new not implemented exception, which is okay, it's not bad. But I'd love for it to come in instead and say, hey, everything that can be cleared, that's got every single field that's got a method called clear defined on it, like in this generic list right here, I want it to suggest this, and the same with the vertical segments as well. Dot clear. I want it to suggest that, and then go ahead and have it highlighted like that, selected. That's the feature I want. So in other words, we start working on heuristics based on the name of the method, and maybe even make these definable. I wonder if we can make these definable so users can define their own heuristics. Anyway, that is the issue. That's the feature request. Whoops, put that in the wrong spot here. Hold on a second. Don't need the log files on there. Boom, let's pop this over here. We'll end that feature request. I'm going to call that clear method. Declare. Anyway, I think that's a cool feature. That would be something that would be cool. Love to have that. Let's undo. There we go. That's where I wanted to be. Okay, so we've got my clear method in there from a segment processor. That's good. Down here, we need to, I think I want to call add segments. And I think I want to pass in like something called wall side dot left, like this. And I think that's what it's going to look like right there. Let's go declare wall side. Hit the letter E, spacebar, or tab. And then we're going to just do left, top, right, and bottom. Like that. Semicolon gets me out. Let's start moving these to their own files. CodeRushed key, move type to file. Escape to get back. Segment processor. Move type to file. Escape to get back. Move type to file. Escape to get back. Okay, so now we've got add segments here. Let's declare that. Now we got our map and we've got our, no wait, it's in our selection. How do we get our selection? Let's just tab to next reference, see where. This is what I think we need. Okay. So that's going to get our left top width and height. Then we're going to go into our segment processor. And then I think we want to say add, since our, we would need to check what the wall side is right here. I think it's going to look like this. If wall side is equal to wall side dot left, I think we're going to need a, we need some offsets up here, but I'm not exactly sure what they look like yet. So if the wall side is left, then we want to add a vertical wall, and it's going to start at left, and it's going to go to from top, and it's going to go down the height. That's what I think it looks like. Else, if wall side is equal to the right, then we're going to go say, we're going to go left plus width from top to height. Like that. Else, if it's top, then we're going to say add horizontal wall. Let's change this up a bit. We've got that orientation, segment orientation. So it's going to be vertical. Kids, I'm happy.
Michael Jolly is in the house.
A little disappointed the beard isn't decorated for the holidays. I was thinking about it, but my screen behind me is green, and I was thinking green and red, and I was like, no. I didn't like it. Wasn't going to go for it. Yeah, sorry, buddy. You got me. See, I could be at Michael Jolly level, which is like so far up if my hand just disappears. I can't even conceive of it, right? This is my Umwelt. My Umwelt is, here's me, and Michael Jolly's somewhere up here. I can't, even as I reach for him, my hands disappear. I cannot see. That's the level of show that we are not doing today, kids. It's the Michael Jolly level. We're not quite there. Jolly Christmas for Michael, says Janiscu7. Bald Bearded Builder, glad you're here. I don't think I've ever met Michael Jolly in person, but I feel like I know this guy. How you doing, Michael? Merry Christmas Eve to you. All right, here we go. Test Xmas. Yeah, I don't have anything for you, buddy. Nothing, Genescu7. All right. And then bottom right here, wall bottom right there. We're going to add the wall, and it's going to be horizontal wall. And it's, whoops, this is going to be the, so it's at the top. We're going to start out at the top position. And then the next parameter is going to be left, and then we're going to go the width. And then this one, if it's on the bottom, this is going to be the bottom position. Nope, it's going to be top, sorry, top plus height. And that's going to go left and width, like that. So there's my add wall. And are each of these the same conceptually? Like if I do left or left plus width, yeah, I think that's going to work. Or do I really want to put these in pixels? Do I want to instead use just columns and rows? Hey kids, look at that. I'm at 1,100 subscribers. That is not binary number right there. It's kind of cool. And today's my 200th show. Can you believe it? What do I want to do? What other options do I have inside of selection to play with? I got a caret and an anchor. Yeah, get pixel rect is there. 8 subscribers. Fantastic. I'm going to check my subscribers. I should probably do that. I want to do this. Let's go look at our caret. What's our caret? It's a tile. Get coordinate rect. And this, I think I want to left, top, right, and bottom. This is what I want to do. Left is equal to min. So here's what we're going to do. Caret dot column. Anchor dot column. Like that. So left is going to be that. Top is going to be of top. No, row. Sorry, row. Like that. That's my top. And right is going to be caret right is just adding 1 to this whole thing, isn't it? It's adding the width of the whole piece, yeah. So right, yeah, I think we're going to do this. We're going to change this to right. It's equal to the math.max, like this. And then, oh wait, sorry. We're passing that in. And then bottom is equal to math.max of caret row, anchor row. Hold on. This is got to be plus, this whole thing plus 1. And the right over here is plus 1 as well. And I think that's more of what we want. Then we'll stay in rows and columns. So let's go find add wall. Did we not declare that yet? Oh, sorry. I wanted to do this here. Right here. And this one is going to be right. And this one is going to be bottom, like that. Then I wanted something else that says if the wall side is the left or the wall side is equal to the right, then we're going to say length is equal to, if the wall side is the left or the right, that means it's a vertical wall, which means our length is going to be bottom minus top. Like that. Otherwise, my length is going to be equal to right minus left. And the max and min we just wrote will make sure that the right is always greater than the left and the bottom is always greater than the top. So these will always be positive values. Then the third parameter in all of these is going to be the length. Like that. Now let's go look at what's going on here, because it looks like I've got a problem here in these other ones here. The horizontal wall Yeah, I don't like this parameter order here. I think I'm going to always start at the top left of where it's going to go from. So we'll do that. And this one is now, instead of being, this one is right. Yeah, I like the parameters better here now. So now we're going from our left top, and that's a vertical wall from the top left, okay. And this one is also a vertical wall, and that's going from the top right. That looks good because it's on the right side. And this one is, the wall's on top, so top left, horizontal, and this one's on the bottom, bottom left, horizontal. That I love. Okay, good. So that logic is feeling better to me. Let's declare that method in here. And we want this to like this, I think, like that. And then we're going to say, maybe I'll just do a switch here. So SW template will give me this. And then I want to, deciding where we are, we want to come in here and say, well, if it's horizontal, we're going to say horizontal segments dot add new segment. And we're going to pass in left. But we don't have parameters for this yet. Let's jump into that and fix this. Should be able to get that with a CCS template. And, whoops, I'm sorry, just CC template for constructor create. Let's see, we want to do start, orientation, and length. InstaFluff is rating with a party of 29. Holy cow, InstaFluff.
He's awesome.
Glad you're here, buddy. You caught me in the middle of like some deep thought. I'm like, what am I going to do? Now the pressure's on, kids. We got InstaFluff's folks with us. What were you doing, guys? Yeah, it's a fluffy raid. You know, InstaFluff channel is one of my favorite channels out here. You know, we've got Michael Jolly with us, by the way. Kids are out here. If you're not following InstaFluff, if you haven't seen InstaFluff show, it is like the best show on Twitch, just about, I think. Definitely one of the best out there. You just lay back and relax, and you just become happy watching the show. InstaFluff is amazing, amazing streamer out there. So definitely hang out. We decorated Christmas cookies today with SistaFluff. Hey, does that mean, can I become Brother Fluff? Or Friend Fluff? Or Guy I Know Fluff? Going to have to pretend you know what's going on now. Thanks for rating me thanks for rating with me, everyone. Says InstaFluff. InstaFluff is the most polite person in the world. Mira Ellen, thanks for hanging out with us. Dutch Gamer 46, R2D2 Vader, love that. What a great handle. That MS Vader, that MS Gamer's with us as well. Tell him, Fluffy, tell him what you were doing. I love it. Decorating cookies. We're writing some code over here. I'm trying to create some walls, kids. I want some walls that look gorgeous is what I'm trying to do in our Dungeons & Dragons map. This doesn't look so gorgeous here, but right here, not bad, right? We're zoomed way in, so excuse the pixelation there, but zooming out, if you keep your eyes just on that little part right there, whoops, hold on, that little part right there, that's a segment of kind of what we want to do. We're trying to create these walls all through the map is what we're trying to do that look really good. So we're writing the code for that. Let me undo. Hold on. Let me undo. And anyway, that's what we're trying to do. Hold on a second. And so we've got some graphic elements out here that we've created, some assets. I've got a vertical wall that's tileable. I can replace this, have this thing, hold on a second. Let's scroll this just a little bit more over here. I think. There we go. You can see it right behind me. So I've got a vertical wall, I've got a horizontal wall, and it's tileable, which means the beginning and the end are identical. So I can just keep repeating that all the way. And the goal is to create an illusion of hand-drawn artwork or photorealistic walls all over the place. I've got corners up here like this, end caps, corners, intersections, and T's. Right here, because the walls are all going to go 90 degrees. That's what I've got set up right now with this. And so that's what I've got. And these pieces, the goal is to put all these together and have the thing look gorgeous. That's what we're trying to do. So we're doing everything from scratch like we do on this show. Just about every single bit of code for what we've done here is done from scratch, with the exception of our 3D dice, which I'll give you a demo of for folks who are new here to the show. That's Fred right over there. Let's see. I want to check to see Fred. Fred sometimes can talk to us while we're working here. Looks like Fred needs some initialization here. Let me reinitialize the data, and let's see what happens when I send the data back out.
Lady McLovenuts. Bushwhacker.
There we go. So you can see some of the graphics. These are graphics for a
Wolfhard.
live Dungeons & Dragons stream that we're creating. We've got things like, for example, spells. For example, if I want to cast the Chaos Bolt spell, you can see we've got this piece right up here. We've got our spell book that shows up here showing the different Dungeons & Dragons spells. And we've got support for essentially every single spell in Dungeons & Dragons. You can see what it looks like in the spell book as it shows up there. So kind of cool stuff. Yeah, it's not bad. Mira Ellen says, this is incredible. Wait till you see our dice. Check out our dice. And we've got some other effects here, too. You'll see everything that's coming together. It's really coming together nicely. The show, by the way, so this show you're watching right now is a family-friendly show, but the show we're doing is going to be for mature audiences. It's out there at twitch.tv/DragonHumpers. We've not gone live yet, but we intend to. Let me show you a little bit of our dice. We've got, let's roll some dice here. I'll throw out 2d8 and 1d6, and we'll do some cold damage here. Let me roll only damage. Let's see if that rolls out here. So there's that. I'm not seeing the cold damage effect here, but that could be because it's oh, I see why. Hold on, because I've specified absolutely no damage type. Let's try one more time. Here we go. There's our cold damage effect right there. There's cold. Throw out some fire damage here. Here comes some fire damage right here. You can see what's going on. So we built all of this stuff from scratch, with the exception of a lot of 3D dice. We got we're using 3JS for that, and Canon.js as well. So that part was not done from scratch, but everything else you're seeing on the stream, we're doing from scratch. Matures in age or is in behavior? Yeah, it's age, I think technically is what it is. We might say some words that you might not normally say at work or, with your family, that sort of thing. But it'll be fun. It's a comedy Dungeons & Dragons show. And that's kind of it. I'll do a couple more things to show you. Here's the, let me do this. I've got the Stream Deck here. If somebody takes damage, there you go. That's what damage looks like, kids. Oh, that hurt. Oh my gosh. Really? That's not good. This is not fun. And I'll show you all I'm going to do, here's this overwhelming kind of test roll where we roll all the damage dice supporting out. You can see them all coming out. And you've got necrotic and force and bludgeoning and slashing. And up here you've got piercing damage, electrical, thunder damage right there. There's radiant damage. There's acid damage, cold, necrotic above me, force right up there too. You can see all of that thing going out there. So we've got that. We've got all these great effects. And it's coming together. The last thing we're doing is the map. Oh, we've got, the other thing I should show too. We might as well do this. Let me bring up, Ava Wolfhard, she plays right over here. Let's say she wants to cast, like, for example, Wrathful Smite. We've got spell effects, and the spell effects actually go around her. Look at this. See the effects going behind my hand and in front of it, right? It's very, very cool. We've got particle effects that are going in 3D around our players. I think we saw a little bit about that before. When she brings up, for example, her greatsword, that's a +1. It's got magical properties. That's right in front of her. So you can see the greatsword there coming in front of her. She rolls the attack roll on that. Because she casts Wrathful Smite, it's got extra powerful effects on the die effects, that sort of thing. Very, very cool stuff. So we're building for that. So go follow us out there at Dragon Humpers. Twitch.tv/Dragon Humpers, and when we go live, you'll be the first to go out there and see it. I think it's going to be really fun. Let me close down the scroll, and what else do we need to do? Looks like that particle effect's going to run for a while. I think that spell, oh, there we go, it went away. Okay, we're good. Yeah, the spells, the other thing that's very cool about what we're doing, if you're a Dungeons & Dragon player at all, you might be like, well, comedy D&D, I'm not sure. One of the things that's super cool about what we're doing is we are building into the software the rules of Dungeons & Dragons, and we're nailing it, kids. For example, we have the Dungeons & Dragons time clock nailed. So if you cast a spell and the spell lasts a minute, that spell is going to stop, it's going to end, and the Dungeon Master is going to get an alert, your spell is ending when it ends. And the spell effects will go away, and anything that's going on, like an area effect on the map, for example, that'll go away. Everything goes away. And you'll notice to the right of me, right over here, we've got the Dungeons & Dragons clock going right now. So today in Dungeons & Dragons time, it's the 23rd of Nightal right there. And there's the time right there, at least in this particular time zone. When we enter combat, two things happen. One is the clock stops. Two is initiatives rolled automatically. So we're also using the software to make the game go fast. So we're not going to be spending a lot of time reaching for the dice and grabbing it. Things are going to go automatically. So their initiative is taken care of. The Dungeon Master gets initiative report right there. We have built all of this from scratch. Everything in this in essentially the last 200 episodes of the show. The clock is stopped. Every time we advance the round, the clock goes forward by 6 seconds, like that. And that advances the round. So if you cast a spell, you're essentially frozen in time as you're waiting for everybody to take their turns. So it's a whole new way of playing Dungeons & Dragons. It's unlike anything I've ever seen before or experienced, because you start to appreciate the rules and the timing of the game in ways that you've never done before when you're playing in this kind of way. Also, it allows the Dungeon Master to set up countdown timers, like you've got this problem that's going to happen in exactly 10 minutes, for example. And now if we go into combat, the timer stops, but we see what's happening. We can get a sense of the countdown, and when that alarm goes off, the Dungeon Master's alerted, that sort of thing. Okay, so that's a little bit of show and tell on what we've done. Hey, welcome everybody. So glad you're here. Give us a follow if you haven't already, and we will. And you can catch us normally scheduled time, which is Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and you'll see more of this fun stuff. So where are we right now in terms of the code? We're in the middle of kind of implementing this rough spec here, where we're going to be able to declare walls on our map. I'll show you our spike for the map editor. It's here. I'm not sure we can compile just yet. We might be able to. Let's go ahead and give it a shot, because we've just been in the middle of adding some code. What do we got? Something. Oh yeah, I was doing this right in the middle of this. New segment here. So we're going to say left. Yeah, I need to make some changes to segment. So segment is this thing right here. It's going to determine where the wall segments are. So I have to figure out the wall segments where they are. Then we have to be able to split or join them together into one. Then we have to draw the pieces on. That's kind of what we're looking at today. And so I've got my properties here. I've got a start and a length, but I don't actually have a column or a row for where the segment is showing up in. And so I think I want to call this cross-axis is what I want to call this. So because I want to be able to use the segment in either orientation. I don't think I want to create two different specific segments yet. So I want to call this cross-axis, I think. So that's the other axis that we're in. So we're going to tell where we start, where we end, and what our cross-axis is. So that means I want to come in here and I want to redeclare this. And if you've ever seen this before, we are dog fooding CodeRushed, and CodeRushed is a tool inside of Visual Studio that's allowing me to write this code kind of quickly. So we're writing code live and dog fooding the product at the same time. So there's my constructor I built right there using a template from CodeRushed. Let's come over here. Let's go start building this piece now. So what do we need in here? We need the orientation. So we're going to say segment orientation first, then the start of this and the length. So if it's horizontal, the start is going to be the left, and the length is still length, and the cross axis is going to be the top. That's what's going to look like right there. So there's what that one looks like. Whoops, sorry, this needs to be segment orientation, lowercase, and let's rename this just to orientation, like that. And then down here, we're going to come in and add to our vertical segments, like that. And then we're going to pass in orientation, left, length. Hold on. Here, the start is going to be the top, and the cross-axis is going to be left. Okay? That's what it's going to be. Okay? All right, so there we've added a wall. So we're basically just collecting data at this point. Let's run it. And then you can see the app that we've got. I'm calling this the D&D map spike, and we're going to turn it into a full-fledged app. I'll get rid of the word spike, and that's how we'll get here. All right, so here's what it looks like right here. So it's in WPF. It allows me to zoom in. I can create a selection like this. I can extend the selection by holding down the shift key, this sort of thing. So in this way, I can create rooms of whatever size I want, or I can create, for example, corridors, that sort of thing, like create a corridor like this, that sort of thing. The map that's being loaded is a map that we created right off of donjon.bin.sh, Fantasy Dungeon. I'll pop a link for that out here. Will the map textures be usable in other mapping programs? Maladeath 1980 asks. Sorry, I missed that. I don't think they will, is the answer to that question. I'm not going to check in the map textures for this, but I will show you what they look like. I will definitely show you what they look like on here. So we used basically Donjon to create a random dungeon, is what we did. We made like one change to the defaults. I think we changed the room layout to complex and hit construct like this. Dark Layer of Sorrows. Then we hit save the TSV map right there. And we called it Dark Layer of Sorrows like this. But all the code is checked in. I asked because my primary map program is Illwinter's Floor Plan Generator. What is that? I need to look that up. Let me close this down a second. I'll just paste in that file name of the new piece we just created. What is it? We need to go to load map. And let's paste that in. So here comes our Dark Layer of Sorrows. We'll run it now. Illwinter's Floor Plan Generator. Let me look at that. So the answer is only, I guess here's the thing. Will the map textures be usable? I think we're maybe not far from you being able to get this working yourself. Let me go, I want to look up what you just put out there. I want to take a look at this, the Winters floor plan generator. Oh, have I seen this before? Oh yeah, this is kind of nice. I like this a lot. I want to be able to import this. Do you know if Winters has the ability to save? Nice, 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 nice. Yes, this is all sweet. I totally want this. Yeah, because mine is kind of lame comparatively. Does it have the ability to save? Is my question. You save all maps, and do we have a file format? I guess is my question. Am I saving just as a PNG? Export to your favorite paint programs. Okay. I'm wondering if there's any other can be imported from a simple ASCII text file like this. What's this look like? Oh, interesting. Okay. Cool. Well, we could export to this. That's not hard to do. Create random dungeons. Let's automatically. I love it. I love it. All right. I just need to get this. Let's see what's happening here. I don't normally start up Steam on my machine, so it says it's updating it now. Let's open this up. Let's see if we can get this thing going. And save the file and see what it looks like. If it's just PNG, that's okay too. But then we want to be able to, but it's better if we have data like this is an area your character can step in, and this is an area that they can't. And even better than that, next jet level is this is an area that contains water, and this is an area that they have to fly across, right? In other words, what mode of transportation can your player use? What's happening here? Where's Steam? I said start up. Here you are. Oh, you need my password. I don't know what my password is. Is that my password? Nope, that's not my password. Is that my password? Nope. Is that my password? Nope. Is that my password? No. Come on. I don't have caps lock on, do I? Well, let's see what I can do here. I'm going to look up my password for this. Give me a second. Oh, that's why I couldn't think of it. Okay, because it's freaking ridiculous. There's my password. Now Steam's going to be happy. All right, we're logging in. It saves in PDF. PDF. Yeah, that's just going to be an image, though. I really want an export is what I want on this thing. All right, how do I download this thing? I got to add to cart. It's like on sale today. Only $5.24. Entering in my card number. Really? Seriously, you don't have it memorized? Come on, guys. All right. Give me a second. Yeah, I think it's going to be useful. It feels useful. I'm just like, sorry, I feel like a little awkward. I'm like, supposed to be writing code right now, and I'm buying software. And I'm just like about to repeat the numbers as I add them in. It's like, here I'm being so careful and cautious by putting this on another screen as I read out the numbers. All right, here we go. Come on. And security code, entering that in. Did I enter the whole number? No, I did not. And I got to enter my billing information. There are tons of map packs too. Yeah, I'm super interested to take a look at this. All right. Hold on a second. It is my billing address. Normally I don't do this live while streaming. Almost done, kids. Okay, zip code. Phone number. Give me a call, Steam. I went to the Valve Studios in Bellevue, Washington a while back and took a tour. It was really awesome. Save my payment, so checkout information is easier next time. Yeah, do it. And then I'll get an email from Have I Been Pwned later on telling me you shouldn't have done that. All right, here we go. Purchase. I agree to the terms. Purchase. Let's see if we got this going. I've earned festivity tokens. Okay. Your purchase receipt. Where is install content? Here we go. Create start menu shortcut. Fine. Install under Steam. It is installing. Proof that we're going here. Steam is queued for download. Download when other downloads in front of it in the queue have completed. Okay. Should be good. There should be no other downloads happening right now. Common redistributors. Steamworks common redistributables. Floor plan generator. Okay. You can see here, you can see what I'm doing here. I've got the Dungeon Painter Studio I've also purchased here a while back. Okay, here we go. Launching the floor plan generator. Uh-oh. Yes. Steam client service. Go. Don't show that again. What do we got? Here we go. Performing first time setup. Dungeon Painter's good too. What's happening here? Here's my progress bar, the latest one I'm looking at. The Dark Layer of Sorrows, meanwhile. And let's see, do these match? Did I restart it after I loaded it? I'm not sure if I did or not. What do we got? Yep, they match. So I've got this and this room over here. There you can see that matches this room right over here. Oops, let me, it looks like Fred's in the way on this side over here. Like that. Okay. Speaking of Fred, did I reinitialize the data? It looks like I'm not sure if I did or not. Does Fred talk to me now? Fred, are you good? Fred is good. All right, cool. Let's see what we got back to our floor plan generator. Here's what we got. Okay, cool. Now I want to export. Got my cave floor. Here's my map. File menu. Save. This is maybe this is scheme. Maybe I'm not quite understanding it. Maybe this is not what I want. Quit. Let's go back. Oh, I didn't want to quit the whole thing. Let's launch it again. Floor plan generator. Floor plan editor. Okay. New dungeon. 8 by 11 squares. Let's do landscape. Terrain. Random dungeon. What is this? File name? I guess I'm choosing something here. These are different styles. Seems to be map generators or Unity Asset Store. 267 says. I'm going to say desert of size. See what happens there. Random. Okay. 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 Cool. All right. I kind of like what they've done here with this, the way they're revealing these, actually. This is super clever. This is something we could do, but I don't think I want to put any time into doing. So I think we're going to, you know, use this. But let's see if we can export print dungeon. 3D projection, holy cow. Included height map. I don't think I'm going to do 3D projection. Export to PDF reader, export to paint program. It's really only a paint program. PNG has been opened in a separate window. It's opening up Krita right now, which has a Christmassy new document create. Let's see what happens here. What do we get? I'm not sure if this is what its intention was. Now I'm clicking here and nothing's happening. It's like there's a window open somewhere, but I don't see it. Okay. Let me just close. Oh, there it was. I think I just saw it for a second. So I'm not seeing what I really want here. Oh, wait, here it is. This is open now, but it's just the PNG is all we've got. So the problem with this, so we can do this, but the problem is then we'd have to open up the PNG and then define manually where the rooms are in it. And what I really want is something that allows me to kind of do something better. Now, the other way of doing it, though, is we could create the rooms here, export the PNGs from here, open them over here, and then repaint the textures and then save the textures. We could do that. So yeah, we don't have, it's not quite where I want. Like this does have an ASCII import, but it doesn't have, oh, sorry, let's go back to the floor plan generator. It's got import ASCII, but it doesn't have ASCII export is what I really want. Okay, no big deal though. Let's look at the import. I want to actually look at the import on this. I want to see if I can find more on the spec on this thing. ASCII dungeon. Let's see, where would we find that? Let's go to ilwinter.com. I bet you ilwinter.com has got something that can help us out. There's just a map to the... Yeah, it's not saying ASCII dungeon. Manual example mod that can be downloaded if you want to see how modding and uploading to Stream Workshop is done. So we could maybe do that. Let's go take a look at this though. Import icons. What's the... I'm looking for ASCII here. ASCII import. Perfect. Perfect. Nice. Okay. The only problem is, and this is, I don't like this about the, this is a problem with a lot of the map generators. Don John has this problem as well, is it's this idea that a door sits in a 5 foot by 5 foot square. Like that. Whereas, from my perspective, a door is right up against the edge of the room. So it's on a wall, not in the middle. It's not in the middle. And so, you know, I didn't like that, though Don John was using that here. So we kind of have to, we lose some resolution when we would export. Because in this, we haven't supported this yet, but I want to be able to add doors, you know, right at the right spot. In other words, if the map generator tells me the door is here, like here, I want to say, well, it's really right on the edge of the wall. It's right there, right on that line right there. So that's what I want to do. Okay. The tiles that I do have support built in, though, look like this. This is what the tiles look like. And I don't think I showed this at the beginning of the show. So basically, you can come in and you can set different kinds of textures. And the textures, the cool thing about the textures is that they're pretty much random. Or they can be set up in a random way. Here, let me show you the assets on this so you can take a look at this. I think maps, tiles, 120 by 120, and this is kind of what it looks like here. So you can basically, if you create a file name and then you end it with, like, for example, _RND and then a number, it'll consider everything with the same starting name and then that other number ending as a random one. And when you click to fill with that tile, it'll fill with all of those. So for example, this, the same thing. I can have all of these different random pieces and click it once and it'll do it. Similarly, I can say, for example, I had to end it with 4 and then either BL for bottom left or TR for top right, 4TL for top left and 4BR for bottom right, like this. And now I can create that circular kind of pattern like this. It shows up as one element here, but when I click it, it lays it out in that top left kind of pattern. And then I have the same, I also have alternating ones like this one, even odd, where it looks like it's just one texture, but it's actually different textures, different 5x5 textures. Here, for example, there's one, and here's the other one alternating. And those are defined just with, where is that? That's right here, just by 2 even or 2 odd at the end. So there's different kinds of texture patterns that are supported. And as a result, what's cool about it is it doesn't look repetitive. So if I come in here and click on this, or actually I wanted to get the whole room, select the whole room, and then click on that, you can see it doesn't look very repetitive. There's some repetitiveness to it, but there's enough variance too that it looks, you buy it as, you're not seeing something like when you see this and you're like, oh, it's clearly wallpaper, right? Like that. So this one I kind of like, is pretty effective at it. It's kind of the same pattern all the way through, but there's enough variance here that it's not too bad. You can make it vary even more by coming in and saying, let's add some dirt here. Let's add a crack right here, for example, that sort of thing. So this is what I've got right now. All right. So that's the map generator that we've got, that we're building right now. We're importing from Don John. And I think we're going to export into the floor plan generator. I think we'll add that ability to export, and we'll see what happens with that. All right, onto the wall. So I want to be able to create walls. So I click here like this. I want to create let's say a wall right here on the left of the selection. Then I click there. I should be able to click right over here, like that, and just notice. Mira Ellen says, that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to just do a drone -1. You'll be an export expert. That's right, InstaFluff. I will. Looks like my drone didn't disappear here. Let's do a doc command here. Did I lose? Looks like I lost my signal R to our drone game. Let me refresh that. Going to do that. We'll lose the music for a second while it reloads and reconnects. Hopefully that signal R should get back in and reconnect. And let's double check that now that is that reloaded yet? No, it looks like it's still loading up. And let's see here. We're in add segments, wall side left. Let's just kind of step in and take a look at it. What do we got here? I just hit F10 and what happened? Did we kill it? Did we get an exception? That's really weird. I'm debugging, and we just ended the program. Interesting. Let's see if we can duplicate that. All right, we're done loading. Let's see. Can we get some music? Nope. When that happens, my signal R is dead, and I gotta restart my. I gotta restart a few more things. Bear with me just a second. Let's go get close down a few things. We're gonna do a restart of the overlays on the stream. Give me another second. I gotta shut down every instance of Chrome. It's been closed. Here we go. Running overlays, starting back up. And let's get to our D&D app. Start that up. Those things are starting. We'll go back to our D&D map spike, and we'll go try and reproduce while that's starting up. By the way, kids, I'm broadcasting live from my home in sunny Costa Rica. Like always, sunny Costa Rica. In case you're wondering, I've got fiber optic here coming into the home, work from home. So that's what it's like right now. Bright and sunny in the middle of the day. Okay, let's select again like this. And I'm going to click the left wall button and get to our breakpoint. Let's see if we can duplicate whatever happened before. Here's where my problem was. I'm going to step into it. Oh, whoa. We already got it. Caret's null. Why is caret null at that point? Am I just not understanding how our selection works? Maybe the commit on the selection, yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. Let's follow this through so we can understand this a little bit better. I think I know what's happening. All right, let's set we'll go ahead and, well, the run is going to stop it. Excuse me. Yeah, always sunny in Costa Rica. Costa del Rica. Yes. It is always sunny here. All right, we've started things back up. Can we get our music playing now? Boom. No? Why no? Oh, I know. Because I have one more thing I have to do. I didn't refresh on the other side here. Let's go refresh over here. Refresh our drone game. And then after this, we should be able to get everything to work again. Okay, back over here. I think I know what's happening. I think what's happening is we're committing the selection, and then we're getting rid of that selection. So, yeah, there's my selection. I really want the breakpoint here on selection committed. That's what I want. So I'm here. We select on selection committed. We call that. Then we call clear, which guess what? Sets caret and anchor to null. So if we want to save that, we need to go get that at some other point. The get coordinate rec is just happening too late. What I think I want to do, yeah, I don't actually want to do this. Oh, man. I think I'm going to change my data type is what I'm going to do. Yeah, because I just realized, let's get out of here. Let's do a return right now out of here to get out of here. Let's run it. And let me show you what the problem is. The problem is, okay, this, no big deal. I've got a selection. But what happens if my selection is here or here? I can't just use the caret and the anchor to do everything. Instead, I've got to go through everything that's selected, and anything that's got something on the side available, right, the left side or the top or the right or whatever, that's where I'm going to add my wall. So when I click the left button here, I've got to add a left wall here and a left wall here and a left wall here, which means I can't just use the caret and the anchor. I can't do that. So because I can't do that, I think I want to change my data structure. I still think I need segments at some point, but maybe not just yet. So I'm going to change the data structure. That's what I'm going to do. So let's get out of here. Add segments. A little disappointed in this. Let's well, we'll keep this, but we're gonna get rid of that. And I think what we need to do is we need to go through the maps. Sorry, the map dot. Do I have a get selection? Look at that. Map dot get selection. Okay, so let's look at this. There's a list of tiles. And then I want to do this. I want to say, we want to do a for each in there, I think, for each tile. Then I want to say if tile dot can place wall on the wall side, like there, if we can place the wall, or maybe just say place wall on the wall side. And it'll only place it. No. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I want to ask the question first, and then I want to do it. And the reason why is because in this case, I only want to do it under the conditions I just specified. Wait, does that actually make sense? Or does it make sense to put it on the side of every single one? Right? In other words, yeah, maybe it's just this. I'm starting to believe in this. And then now the selection is it my responsibility? I guess the question is, if I have an area selected, do I just want to work on the outside of the area, or do I want to make every single one? Do I want to do it all the way across? I think I want to do just the outside of the area. All right, so I'm going to go back to where I was. That's what I'm going to do. I think from a usability standpoint, that makes more sense. So if we can place the wall, then we're going to place the wall. That's what we're going to do. So let's look at that. 2D map spike, wall side. Oh, we got wall side in the wrong space. We need to go back out over here, go get wall side. Let's go put that down low. That needs to go low, low, low. We need to put that in our map core. So wall side, we need to move you here, like that. And we need to call this map core, like that. So there's wall side is there. Okay. If can place wall, then place wall. All right. So we've got that declared. And now let's declare this right here. Now, we need to worry about duplicates, because here's the challenge. Is that, do we have music available now? There we go. So for example, I say put a wall at the bottom of this tile, and I say put a wall at the top of this tile, that's in the same spot. So I think what we need to do is what we first need to do is check to see if, I think there's a, is there a, what is it? Map.tile exists? No. There's a parent map here, I think, isn't there? Come on. What? I thought we had a parent map in the tile. Floor space has something called parent region, but I think, hold on. I think empty space also has, oh, it does not have a parenting region. Okay. Let's do this. Let's make this virtual. And let's return false. Let's make this virtual, and let's do nothing. Let descendants override this. Like that. Okay, and then let's override these. Now in floor space world, we have a different implementation here. We've got a... So now we have a parent region, but it's still not actually the map. The reason I'm asking is because I'm pretty sure map has got the ability to check to see if there's if floor space exists in a particular column or row. That's the piece we need. Let's do this. Let's make this public. Let's create an interface. I'll call it the IMAP interface. And let's do that. Let's make this implement the IMAP interface. And let's put this in its own file. And let's now add an IMAP interface to the tile. And then we don't have to make these virtual anymore. We can get rid of these over here. And we can instead, I think, solve this problem in a much more elegant way. Okay, so there's those two pieces. We need to get a property of that type that I've got on the clipboard. We'll call this the map interface. Like that. Or just call it the map. Okay, and now I want to assign this property when we are constructed, is what I want to do. All right. So I'm bringing up CodeRush's final references because I want to be able to look at just the new instances of tile, see where those are. What? Oh, because I'm only creating new instances of descendants. Got it. Okay. So, all right, I got to go find the new floor. Let's go look at the descendants then. So here, if I start my tab on the constructor, it'll take me only to the new instances. Here we go. And this is coming from the map. So I think we're going to add a parameter is what we're going to do. So let's jump into the base one. We're just going to do this. So come in here, we're going to hit CodeRushed key, choose add parameter. The type is going to be type IMAP interface, like that. And we'll call it the IMAP, like that. And we'll call it the map, or just IMAP maybe. I like that better. Right here. We'll declare that in a second. This one's similar. They're going to call this IMAP. Okay. And then we're going to come down and do the same thing here. Go in and choose add parameter. IMAP interface. Call it IMAP. And this is going to be this we're going to pass in. Cool. Let's do the same thing with empty space, and we should be done. Costa Rica, says that MS Gamer. Okay, here we go. Add parameter. IMAP interface. Call it IMAP, and I think we're done. Then pass in this here. Okay, good. Now that's done. One. Go into base, IMAP. And now we're going to say map is equal to IMAP. Cool. Now, down here, can place wall. I'm going to just say, hey, if map is null, then we're going to say, no, we can't place the wall. Next, we're going to say we want to see what the wall side is. So we want to create a switch statement in here. So I'm going to copy that to clipboard, type in SW, and the CodeRushed switch template will expand like that. Instaflurk. I assume that's Instafluff lurking out there. I totally appreciate the raid, Instafluff. It's always been a one-directional raid that I've been sending to you all the time because of our start times. It's awesome. I'm glad to have you with us. I feel like I should do something festive in honor of you being here, and I feel like woefully unprepared. What do I have? I've got some keto chocolate right here. We could decorate something, my credit card with that or something. There we go, the credit card that I just took out to pay. Oh no, everybody's gonna freeze and get the number. Freeze the video, get the number. Ah! Yeah, D&D is festive. All right, here we go. So based on the wall side, so if it's to the left, we need to check to see where we are in the map. So it goes like this. So we want to say return map dot floor space exists. Is that really what I want? Hold on. No, I want to. I wasn't quite thinking this through clearly. The real question of whether we can place a wall doesn't depend on what's on the floor already. It's really about the selection is what it's about. So I almost want to say, and we do have the map here. If map dot get tile, do I have a tile exists? Don't I have a tile exists? I do not. I think I want it to be something like this. If map.tile exists, tile.column -1 wow. Yeah, no, I'm now back to here. That I can flat out place the wall right there. Oh, wait. But the thing is, it's got to be selected. That's the thing. Hold on. If map.tile exists, column -1, tile.row, the same row to the left. So we're looking, and we got to check to see if the wall side is left. So we kind of need to do this again. Hold on. Switch. I'm just kind of roughing the code out in my head here. And we'll see what we get from here. Okay. If tile exists to the left, minus this, and so this means we're selected, and the one to the left is not selected. And wait, or because it may not exist, or tile. Is that going to be, no. We have to say and not selected. I think it goes like this. If not that, then we can add it. If it doesn't exist to the left, then we can add it. That Emma Skinner says, I'm amused that people code on bigger screen. I'm used to see how Fluff codes. Yeah, Fluff, I have to make a conference call when I'm watching InstaFluff sometimes with my therapist. And my therapist talks me through it and says it's okay to not see all the code. And I'm like, but I want to see more code. And the fun thing is that what you're seeing right here is actually a portion of my actual monitor. My monitor is like 2560 across, but Twitch won't let me stream at 2560, and even if I could, a lot of folks wouldn't be able to see it. So I'm actually not even using my full monitor on the top monitor up here. Okay, so if I'll figure out the Boolean logic here. I may be able to simplify this, but if it doesn't exist, then we can place the wall. Otherwise, it does exist to the left, which means that it better not be selected. In which case, tile is not selected, like that. Or can we get the tile? What is it? There's a property in here called all tiles, and I think it's a two-dimensional array. It is. So all tiles. So now we can get it. We know it exists. And hold on. I think we can simplify this. Whoops, not down here. I want to come down here. I want to create two variables up here. This is going to be our column, our test column, and we're going to have another one called our row, our test row. That's kind of the idea here. And if it's left, then we're going to say our column. Well, let's do this. Let's initialize them to both of these, and then we will just only make the changes that we need to. This is going to make the code easier to read. Okay, here we go. There and there, like that. And so now we're going to come down here and say, well, if we're looking at the left, then we really want to say column is, we just subtract 1 from that, like that, minus. If we're on the top, we're going to say row minus 1, like that. And if we're on the right, we're going to say column plus plus. And down here, we're going to say column, row plus plus. Okay. Then we're going to come down in here. If the tile does not exist in our test column, then we're going to place the wall. And here, I think we can actually, because we're changing our data a little bit, I don't think we need to say the wall side anymore. We can come in and say, let's do this. Let's do one more thing though. Here, let's call this segment orientation, and set that let's not set it equal to anything. We'll explicitly set it equal to something in here. So we'll set this equal to, this is a vertical wall, and if it's on the right side, it's a vertical wall, and if it's on the top, it's a horizontal wall. That. And horizontal if it's on the bottom. Segment orientation is now here. So if the tile does not exist, we can place the wall. And I think we're just going to come in and say column, row, whoops, excuse me, and segment orientation, like that. Otherwise, we're going to say if the column row, that tile, do we have an is selected? There we go, selected. So we are running through everything in our selection, and we have to see if it's not selected, like that. So this just really becomes, if it doesn't exist or it's not selected, then place a tile. That's the simple version of the code. Okay, segment orientation, I guess we do have to initialize this. So we give it a none. Why not? Okay, now, if map tile exists, I thought I had something like this already. It's basically a check to see if, hey, the column, something like this. If a column is greater than or equal to 0, and row is greater than or equal to 0, and column is less than num columns, and row is less than num rows. Like that. It's kind of this is what I think tile exists is. If the tile does not exist, then we can place the wall in that particular location. Okay. So now let's go look at the data for this. So I said we're going to change the data on it, and we are. We're not really working on it with segments anymore. Looks like my segment orientation needs to come down as well. Let's go get that. Move it down. Okay. Segment orientation is now in there. No, you can't get to it. Probably because this needs to be changed to map core, I think. And let's rename this to wall orientation. Let's put none up at the top. All right. Okay. Let's go take a look at the code here one more time. I want to change this, rename this to wall orientation. So if the tile is not selected, then we can put a wall between the selection and the part that's not selected. So we can do that. Is that going to work if I create a there's no argument that corresponds. Okay, that's all right. So can place wall. We don't need this anymore. Right? Or do we? Let's go look at this. Yep, nobody's using it. And is nobody using this? No one's using this yet. Okay, so now we want to place the wall. Here's where we need to store it in a different data set. Now, wait, hold on a second. No, I don't want it here. I want that in map. Like that. Let's go put it there. Okay, so there's map. And we need to, I had a property in here called all tiles. So you can see it right there. That's a two-dimensional array. Let's go look at where we instantiate that right here. Build map arrays. So now what I want to do is I think I want to create my data segment for my walls. Is what I think I want to do. And that's going to be, what is this going to be a type of? I almost think is there a wall here or not? Is it almost an on-off switch? Right? One of the dimensions, it could be this way, right? We could simply put an enum, for example, in each slot. In other words, what I'm thinking is, that's one entry, that's a second entry, that's a third entry, that's a fourth entry in the first, in the dimension this way, going across, and then here's another entry, and another entry, whoops, we need to do that. And then the entries also go down like this. So these are just entries, and they correspond to the horizontal locations. Then we need another one that corresponds to the vertical locations. I think that's what we need. So I think we need something here like all vertical walls. and that's going to be a new, I call this maybe wall data. Am I going to be able to actually solve this and nail this is my question. Let's go back and look at this a second. Yeah, so let's... Uh-oh. You know what that means, kids. Sex positive is in the house.
Sex positive is in the house.
How you doing, sex positive? For those of you who don't know, sex positive is my wife, Karen Mangicotti. She sometimes comes in and hits me with the love musk. It's like, whoa, it's too much. I'm in love with her. Karen, how you doing, baby? You're at the new house? You working hard? Are you about to come over? She may be coming in to pull me out of here. I got to go prepare for a Christmas party. Are you on your way, girl? Let me know. Too much positive. It's too much. Instafluff says that was so funny. Yeah, we've got all kinds of funny fanfares in here for folks when they come in. One of my favorites, I'll play a couple of my favorites, just so you guys can see them. Grover Soros is usually with us here. Six Plus, I can't stream show right now because I'm deep in the jungle. All right, wait, are you feeding me on my lines? Is that what I'm supposed to say? Or you're supposed to, oh, you're so deep you can't actually see us live. Is what it sounds like. You maybe have no Wi-Fi where she is yet. She's in the new house, kids. We're building. We're just finishing up a new house here in Costa Rica, and we're about to move. Yeah, so many cool fanfares. Genescu Sevens, speaking of which, is here. Let me play Genescu Sevens for you here. Here comes Genescu Sevens.
Genescu 7, where are you? We need your help.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, alright.
That guy's bad. It's a bad guy. Oh, he's bad. See what he does?
Here, too, I am.
There's Genescu 7. I'll also play two more for you. Here's Pyrocat. Pyrocat comes in. Pyrocat, behind you. Look behind you. Gotta be careful. There's Pyrocat. Here's Grover Soros. Grover Soros is also fun. You might like this one. This is like fun stuff. Like you like Instafluff. Oh my goodness, what happened? That normally doesn't happen, Instafluff. Yeah. Oh yeah, Sex Positive says, Instafluff, I heart your stream so much. I mean, I don't code, but the whole vibe is pretty happy. You kind of code, honey. Yeah. So anyway, there's some of the stuff that happens when some of the regulars come in. If you like that stuff, just be a regular on our show and hang out and say hi and stuff like that. And also it helps to have a really cool, inspiring handle. Honey, you got to tell me, do I need to stop the show and come hang out with you? I think I'm feeling it's almost time to do that. And so let me know if I need to do that. I'm going to keep an eye on the chat room. Kids, help me out. If she says it's time to go, let me know. And then we'll see you tomorrow. We'll pick this up. Love it. He always surprises me, and enough time passes between the time he jumps in that I've not prioritized him. So other people have been prioritized, but yeah, I've got some of the artwork set aside. I've got a song already for you, Instafluff, that I picked out. But it's got to be, it's got to be worthy of Instafluff's, awesome. So that's why I don't have it yet. So, but yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It could happen. You never know. Maybe in the new year we'll do that. I also want to do one for the live coders. I have like a funny one for the live coders that I have in mind that I want to work on. So when anybody from the live coders comes in, it can play, right? Which would be cool. Live coders, you know, over the top, you know, not dead, you know, that kind of a thing. That's what we're going to do. So I think I can solve the walls with 2 multi-dimensional arrays. Is what I think I can do. I was really kind of thinking, oh man, or wait. What if I use the data I already have? This is the other idea, you know, is to use the data I already have to grab this. No, I'm not. I'm going to do this 2-dimensional arrays. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to do this. So we're going to say all vertical walls is going to be this of a new, what are we going to call this? Segments? An array of our segments, which we created, which was right over here in the wrong place as well. And let's go take both of these, move these down to the map core. Let's go change their namespaces to map core. When sex positive says stream done, stream done. She say it? I didn't hear her say it yet. Okay, watching it carefully. Gerbersaurus took out the internet. Yeah. Oh, you know, your internet died. Test. You're here. We hear you, InstaFluff. I thought mine did. Segment orientation is in map core as well. Where is segment orientation? Right here. We're calling wall orientation now. Hold on. Oh, that didn't rename because I moved it and changed it. Sorry, whoops, hold on. Wall orientation is where that needs to be. Okay. And I think I'm going to call this wall segment. Like that. Let's rename this file to match the type. Let's go back over here, rename this file to match the type. There we go. Now we've got wall orientation, wall segment, segment processor. This needs to be map core. Like that. And these need to be wall segment. These renames didn't work. Let's go fix these by going back over here and rename this like that, and then come back in and rename back over there. So that should fix our segment processor. And then we need to change this to wall orientation. There's just only 3 of these. These aren't too hard to do. Change this here, change this here, and change this here, like that. Okay, and then new wall segment. What's my problem here? And that needs to be wall orientation. Okay, like that. Which means this orientation is probably wrong. Nope, it's good. Okay, all right, cool. We're back, I think. Ads, dang ads. Sorry about that. Okay. So now I want to go back over, where was I? Here in this space? I feel like it was here somewhere. Place wall in the map. Okay. In the wall orientation. So now, let's go back into our wall segment. Let's go find wall segment. And tab to next reference. I did this before. I've got add wall here. This is keeping track of the individual segments. Oh, really? Yeah, I think I'm going to kill segment processor. I'm not happy with this. Normally I don't do this, kids. Well, let's not kill it just yet. But I think I want to change wall segment to, instead of having a start and a length, I think this is going to be, rename this to a, yeah, I'm okay with that. Maybe, I don't want to call it segment, actually. I'm going to be calling it a wall marker, like that. And I'm going to give it just a, I'm going to change start to be, I'm going to call it column and row. I'm going to get a column here, and I'm going to do this to row. We're going to get rid of this end piece. We're going to get rid of cross axis. And I don't think I need the orientation because I'm holding those outside of this. Thuckster is now following. Thanks for the follow, Thuckster. Now a new wall marker here. Are we actually creating these? We are. We don't need the orientation anymore. So let's get rid of that. We don't need the cross axis anymore. Let's remove those unused parameters right there. And remove that one as well. Okay, there's our new wall marker. So we don't need the splitting segments anymore. It's no longer a segment, it's just a wall marker. Okay, that's okay with me. I'm happier about that. The segment processor, I'm not sure what's going on with this yet. I think for now, I'm just gonna select the whole thing and comment it out. And let's go back to, where do we need to be? Is it in map? Here we go. All vertical walls. I think it can be a list. I think it'd be a list. Does that make sense? No, because I kind of want to analyze it. I want to analyze it in two-dimensional space. So I don't think it's a list. And on top of that, the size is wrong. It's not num columns, num rows. The vertical walls is going to have one more column. And the horizontal walls is going to have one more row. Because the wall can be on the bottom side of it. So if I have this many tiles, the walls can be on the other side of it. Okay. So there are those two pieces. Let's declare those. Declare those as fields or properties. I think I want to undo that, and I want to do that as I want to declare that as a property. Auto implemented. Okay. So all horizontal walls are there, and all vertical walls are here as a property, like that. Okay, so now I've got that. Now, to do find walls for rooms that are loaded. Right? If I'm loading in that ASCII file that's got the rooms, figure out where the walls are already and put them around it. Right? So I want to do that. Now that I have these two pieces, down here in map, I've got, where do I have the place wall piece? This is it right here. So if wall orientation is none, I don't care about it. But if it's horizontal, then I'm going to say horizontal walls of column, comma row, which is how I'm indexing, is equal to start and length. Hold on a second. Do I really want it to be, couldn't I just do a Boolean here that it's there? Yeah, I'm going to do it a Boolean. I'm killing the wall marker too, I think. I don't think I need this right now. Let's start. It's easy enough to make again. All right, we're going to change this to a Boolean here. All horizontal walls. Okay. Like that. Okay, so now it's just simply that. Okay. And we also have to add the ability to clear out a wall as well. So now we're going to do this. Another ways down here, we're going to say all vertical walls is true there. Okay. So, Sex Positive, if you're still with us, you just come get me. When I hear you drive up, I will end the show. I'm going to keep coding till I hear you drive. But no need to keep going because I'm going. You can come get me anytime. Okay. So there's our place wall. So I think we're at a point where we're compiling. Nope. We don't need this anymore. Are we even using this anywhere in here? Just call it clear there, so we don't need the segment processor. Okay. What do you think, Fred? Fred's like, he's like, yeah, I'm not thinking too much about it. Okay. All right. So now if I want to add a wall here, I've got it my selection, and I click this. I don't think I've got a breakpoint in here, do I? Oh, I do. All right, cool. So let's go take a look at this, see what our code is doing now. So here's my selection. I've got 18 tiles in the selection. I figured out we're going on the left, so we're going to go look at column 25 instead. And we're going to say, hey, if the tile doesn't exist there, or if it's not selected, which should be true on this first upper left one, if I'm understanding which one is which. Bald Builder says she's going to wait till she finishes the eggnog off, and then you can come. By the way, in Costa Rica, the eggnog that you buy here has got 4% alcohol in it. You can't really give it to kids. There's no alcohol-free that I've found eggnog. Kids are like, what? That's not fair. So now we're going to place a wall, and its orientation is vertical. And so there we are, all vertical walls of that. So now we've got in column 25, row 14, we've got a wall. Okay, not bad. The walls have changed. I think we want an event that checks to see if that's changed so we can draw an update. I'm going to stop the app right now, and let's take a look. Are we doing any events in here yet? I don't see any events in the map. I thought we did. Yeah, we're doing it in selections, so not the wall. Okay, let's create a new event. Maybe some event args for this. Center's going to be that. I think we don't need an event arg, so let's create a new event, and we're going to call this walls changed, like that. That's what we're going to call it. Create an event trigger for that. And wait, I thought all drinks had like 4% alcohol in Costa Rica. That might be true. You know, I don't drink at all. Bald Bearded Builder. I am not that guy. Alcohol like kind of doesn't really do anything that is like a repeatable thing I want to do to me. It's like I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. I'm like, my body's a little sloppy now. Oh, I get it. I think I can dance. And then that's it for me. It's like I don't actually experience like that, what people describe to me as the buzz, where I feel like, oh, this feels really good. I don't ever get there. It's just simply like, oh, you know, I'm now aware my body's doing this. So, all right. So let's trigger on wall changed, and let's actually kind of make it easy on ourselves. Let's not send either of these things in here, and instead send in invoke it with this, and let's do a EAE for event args empty, like that. And now we're going to come down here, and what I really want to do is say, it's only call it if it's a change. If not that, then let's say on walls changed, like that. We're going to do the same thing here. This time we're going to check all horizontal walls, like that, and then we're going to say on walls changed, like that. Likewise, we're going to need a clear wall. Or let's change place wall to set wall. And let's add a new parameter to it. It's going to be Boolean. And its type is going to be... wait, yeah, two great jokes out there, bald bearded builder. Even the water, yes, 4% alcohol. Wait, so dyeing the beard was a sober decision? Yes, it was, young man. It was. And this is why I'm your best friend, bald bearded builder, because as long as I'm alive, you'll be known as young man from now on. All right, so here we go. This is going to be set, or should be set, or is there? I don't know. Like that. And this will be a true. We're going to send out to it. And then let's jump back. And then we're going to use this here and here. And now this becomes if this is not equal to is there. That's what we're doing in both of these now. And now then we've got our changed event, which we'll be able to do our is here, is there, is everywhere. Yeah, sounds good. It's okay. And now we've got that. And now with that, we need our on walls changed event handler. So let's go look and find where we are instantiating a new instance of the map. I kind of know where that is. Right here. There's where we want to go. Holy cow, that's the first time I used that CodeRushed feature, by the way. Look at that. I hit this key. So if you've got the num, so here, let's CodeRushed. First of all, kids, if you're not using CodeRushed in your Visual Studio and you want a copy for free, let me know right now and I'll get you a copy for free. I'll DM you. Just say it right now out here and I'll DM you after the show with instructions on how you can get your download instructions for free copy of CodeRushed. It's a year-long license to it. Normally it's like a $49 value or something like that. But if you do have CodeRushed, in the setup wizard, one of the first pages, I think, maybe not the first page. Let's go and look at these in the setup wizard. Next, this page is the numeric keyboard pad bindings. If you have CodeRushed and you've said yes to this option, this is the button I'm hitting, jump to menu, that button right there. If not, you can create a binding to the jump to menu command, and that brings up the jump to menu. And so there's the jump to menu. So I'm hitting that key and I'm choosing instantiations. And then I just go down and say, oh, I need the one that's in main window XAML.cs. That one right there. And hit enter. And now I'm there really quickly. And since I was demoing that, I totally forgot where was I before? Because I wanted to, what did I want to do? I forgot what I wanted to do with that instantiation. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Hook the event. Hook the event. So that's where I want to hook it. So here, dot, and then hit control and look for events only. There it is, walls changed. There's my walls changed event handler. Boom. Now we're going to actually draw something. And I thought we weren't going to, I thought Sex Positive was going to come pick me up. We were going to go do some Christmas prep for our party today. Your Christmas presents so far have included a pillow and a Rubik's Cube. InstaFluff says, use CodeRushed or else. Yeah, InstaFluff is nice when he's on camera, but when he's in the chat room, InstaFluff is the devil. You can see right there, proof of it. Use CodeRushed! Oh, I'm going to get you! InstaFluff says, just kidding. You're equally stoked about both. Did you get a memory foam pillow by chance, or was it like a decorated pillow, bald bearded builder? I'm interested in that. What do I got to do to see that pillow? You gonna show that on your show, or have you already shown it? Let us know. All right. Let's see if we can get some painting going on here, kids. All right. Map walls changed. Now we got to rebuild our map layer. Now, what's going on here with load debris here? What is this? This loads up all of this. A bunch of files. PNG, process raw PNG files. That loads them up. I don't need or want those, but it is kind of interesting that it goes to the directory. Also, somewhere in here, I've got something called, I think, debris. Layer. That's it. I want to create a new layer. Now, these layers that we've created, it's very cool. The ability to create a layer that's essentially a big PNG. that we can turn on or off, and then we can layer these things together. So we can create, with it, we can create things like fog of war, we can put debris on top of the map, and we can separate these out, which is going to be useful when we run the show, because the map is going to show in the background. So what's going to happen. This is all for the whole purpose of what we're building is a live Dungeons and Dragons map that we're going to show over the Twitch stream for the game. So this is going to be called the wall layer. Wall layer, like that. I got one of those My Pillow things last Christmas that I hated, so they gave me a normal pillow. Bold Jolly Builder is set as gift. Yeah, gotcha. I use a memory foam pillow, by the way, and I love it. I take it with me everywhere I go. It's not too big, and it'll fit in my backpack, or it does fit in my backpack, but it fits in luggage pretty well. So I like that. Here's my wall layer. Let's see what's going on here. Here's where we add our layers. So we've got the floor layer, the debris, the depth. Let's add our wall layer right afterwards. Good. What's that going to do? Is that going to take care of, oh, neat, add images to canvas. So it's going to throw that image out there. Sets the z-index. That's taken care of for us. Sets the size. Sweet. So I don't have to worry about any of that. Cool. All right, I've just added a new PNG layer with my wall layer. Okay, now, where's that on-changed event handler? Map walls changed. I think what I want to do here is I want to say wall layer dot hold on. I want to say clear all. I want to create a clear all. Is what I want to do. Let's go declare that. What's my normal clear at tile look like? It looks like that. So now I want to call image utils clear rect. And I'll go from 0, 0. Do I have it sized? Do I know how big we are? There's my set size coming in here. Where's set size called? Oh yeah, that's called, we figured that out before. We know that coming in, but we're not saving either of these right now. I'm going to change that. So we're going to declare field with initializer. So what I think we're going to do with that. And do the same for height picks as well. All right, so there's setting both of those up there. Actually, I want to change both of these into, I want to change them both into auto-implemented properties. Okay, so now my clear all is going to come in here and it's going to say the width, which is going to be that and the height. Okay, and the writable bitmap we're passing in as well. Okay, so that's what we are going to do. The image source is connected to the writable bitmap. I think that's going to work well. Okay, so there's my clear all, and then we're going to rebuild the. We need to rebuild the map after the wall layer after we have cleared it. So I'm going to just do some cheap stuff here. We're going to, and I think for this, I think I want a class called Wall Builder. That's what I'm going to do. So we'll create a class called Wall Builder. Let's do that. So the question is, can I get seeing something before we get out of here? Let's create a new instance of the wall builder in here. Okay, there's my wall builder. And I want to say wall builder, build walls. And I want to pass in the map. And I want to pass in the wall layer to it. And I want it to do the work. That's what I want to do there. And then I think that's all I have to do. Because the wall layer is already going to automatically be put on top of the other layers. We should see it. So let's go call that, declare method build walls. Now we need to do a couple more things. We need to look at how we're already bringing in and drawing the tiles. We're creating somewhere in here an image. Let's see if we can find a new image. Here's an example. We need something like this. I'm just going to grab a little bit of this code here, and we're going to put that up in our wall builder. Let's move it to its own file. Actually, before we do that, let's throw the code in. Create a new function, new method called initialize sprites, I guess. I'm not liking that. Load images, like that. Just load images. We need to load in a bunch of images is what we need to do. And we don't want to go to the tile folder. We want to go to another place. It's not debris either. Walls. There's where we want to be. The wall folder. Like that. There's our wall folder. Okay. And so we're going to come in here and grab the wall folder. I don't want to combine anything there. And then I want to just come in with the names of these pieces. So let's look at horizontal wall. Let's at least grab that. And we'll grab a vertical wall as well. So this is going to be, let's call this image path. And let's play around with this a little bit. Let's do this. Let's select this. Let's duplicate that. Let's call this one load image. Let's pass in a file name to it. Actually, let's just do this. Promotes parameter. We're going to call this the asset name. Like that. And then let's also return this. So this is a really cool CodeRushed feature that I love. It's real small, but it's a small feature, but it's easy to do. You just have your return plus whatever you want to return there, and hit the CodeRushed key and choose convert to function. And you'll see right there, it renames that to, or it changes the void to an image. And so now what I can do is I can come up here, and I can say my horizontal wall equals load image. And what did I call it? Horizontal wall.png, like that. So there's my horizontal wall. Let's declare that as a field. Okay, so now I've got a horizontal wall. I've got that. I've loaded my images. Let's call loaded image from a constructor. Now build walls. We've got somewhere here all horizontal walls. So I'm just going to go through, and if there's a horizontal wall there, I'm going to draw that horizontal wall that we have out in that space is what I'm going to try to do. So for each horizontal wall maybe I'll call this has horizontal wall in all of these. Is that really what I want to do? That is not what I want to do. That is not what I want to do. I want to instead make 0 to map dot num columns. That. Then I want to check to see, if map dot column row like this. If we got something there, in fact, now I want to rename this. To has horizontal wall. Let's see if that works with all the other code. Yeah, I kind of like it. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Has vertical wall. All right. Good. I think those My Pillow things are memory foam. Oh, cool. Yeah, well, here's the thing. I will say this: is most memory foam that I've tried, I don't like. It's the one I got like years ago, and I love it. I haven't found one that's better since. All right. So if we have a horizontal wall at this location, then I should be able to come in and say layer dot draw image over tile, pass it the image, which we're going to say is the horizontal image, the horizontal wall image, over the tile, which is going to be map dot all tiles of column row. Is that really what I want to do? That kind of works, but it gets to bugs on the right and the bottom column because we don't have any tiles there in those spaces. So we can't really support that yet, but this should get us something going. This might actually work. Let's see what happens. At least drawing something. That's what I'm hoping to see, a wall showing up. Yeah, some kind of wall I will take as a sign of success. Okay, so let's zoom out a little bit. I'm going to select only one square, that one. And I'm going to click this button. All right, add segments. Here's my selection. Wall is on the left side. Dropping the column to 1. Wall orientation is vertical. Good. Good. Set wall. Orientation vertical, true. We're coming in here, creating a vertical wall. Setting it now to true. Good. On wall's changed. Here we go. Clearing everything in the wall layer. Build walls. And I'm going to set a breakpoint here and a breakpoint here and hit run. And good, we got in. Oh no, I'm sorry, not there. There's my breakpoint. We did not get into it. Has horizontal wall, does not have a true. Yeah, there's a lot of data here. I thought we just set that to true. No, it's vertical. It's vertical. Hold on, my bad. That's all right. We're out. We still got our breakpoint. We need to do the other one, which is a horizontal wall. Nothing's happening now, but I think because we don't have any code in our event handler. Let's go take a look at that. Yeah, we need a add button top wall. Click. Fine. That'll work. Click the top wall button. Now we need this code here. Top and run. And do we get our breakpoint? No. Let's do it again. Let's select over here. Say we want a top wall segment. Okay. Horizontal. That's good. Horizontal. On wall's changed. Ah, that's my problem. See what I'm doing? I was triggering the change event before setting the data. Okay, run it. Now we should get 2 hits in here. There's 1, and there's the second one. Okay, now did we get anything drawn? Oh, look at that. We have something drawn. That means if I come down here and I say I want a bottom, well, bottom won't work yet, but top right there, let's run it. It's too high because it's drawing it over the tile. Also, it's too big because it's the infinite piece that needs to be cut down or cropped or get the right size. And we need to get the end caps on either side. But that's not bad. Yeah, and there's 100% right there. So at 100% zoom, that's what this is going to look like. And it's not bad when you zoom in even more. Like there's 142, 172. It's not bad. Zoom it in. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now we need to figure out the drawing part because we don't want it drawn in the middle. We want it drawn right on the line, and we need to get the length right as well. So should that be for tomorrow's show is my question. I am thinking yes. Let's do that. I'm going to say, hey, thanks so much for everybody for coming out. Let's go raid you guys. Let's see who's out there streaming right now. See which of our good buddies from the Live Coders team are out there streaming on this wonderful day. Where's my raid button? There it is. What? No one I follow is out there raiding, is streaming right now. Let me know, kids, if you have a... Hey, you're welcome, InstaFluff. If you've got a... yeah, have a good Christmas. And I'll see you... I will be streaming tomorrow, apparently, as well. Christmas Day. Won't that be fun? So hopefully we'll get some presents out there. And I'll have some actual... get the corners going here and everything else working well. And might even be done with the walls tomorrow. That would be sweet. And then also day after Christmas, we'll be running as well. So no one I follow is streaming right now. You guys got a recommendation? Garrett Hubble? All right, let's do that. Let's go do that right now. Thanks, Cupper Beardy, for that suggestion. Here comes the raid. Looks like that's a mature audience one, kids. So if you're, family friendly, you might want to back out of that raid. Have fun, kids. Take care. Have a great holiday season, and we will see you tomorrow.